come back to this topic of ontology later because it's pregnant with many important philosophical questions. In addition to physics and metaphysics, we'll also be considering two related questions, ontology and logic. Now, ontology is not the kind of word you're going to see on an everyday basis. It's not the kind of thing you're most likely going to find in the newspaper. But ontology is not a terribly hard thing to comprehend. It's speech about beings. In other words, ontology is a kind of philosophical discipline which allows us to analyze and think about the kind of existence that things have. For example, we might say that God exists in a different way and on a different plane from everyday human beings. We might be inclined to say that human beings have a status and a set of rights and a kind of dignity that everyday objects don't have. In other words, when we distinguish between human beings and physical objects, or between God and human beings, we're making what might be called ontological distinctions. We're distinguishing between the kinds of beings that they are. We're attributing to them different status in a sort of hierarchy, perhaps, and we're distinguishing the kind of speech that we can make about them, the kind of reasoning that we can do about them, and the kind of thing that they are. There are differences in the way we apprehend different ontological classes of beings. So ontology is just going to be speech about beings. I'll come back to this topic of ontology later because it's pregnant with many important philosophical questions.